In this video, I'm going to talk about, well, is there actually more to retargeting than meets the eye? My name is Eric Siu, and I'm the host of the weekly entrepreneurial podcast, Growth Everywhere, and the co-host of the daily Marketing School podcast, where I nerd out on marketing every single day with my co-host, Neil Patel. I make this content to help you grow individually and to help you grow your business so you can level up. So, around retargeting, so people tend to think about, okay, well, with retargeting, you can just use Google, for example, and then retarget people. Or maybe you can use Facebook, for example. They just tend to think about the big platforms out there. But I encourage you to also think about the other kind of up-and-coming platforms. You have Quora, for example. Quora is actually very cheap. It's a question and answer website. You can just add a pixel to your site for no extra charge. You can do the same thing with Twitter, for example. You can do the same thing with LinkedIn. I recommend adding these pixels. These are just tracking pixels that you put on your site. They're little snippets of JavaScript code. And then from there, you can retarget people down the line if you wish. Now, I've heard from one of my friends that using Quora, for example, has yielded some of the best cost per acquisitions for him when it comes to acquiring new leads or acquiring more customers. You can also check out Outbrain. I mean, you can use solutions like AdRoll, but I've talked about in the Marketing School podcast, I don't like using AdRoll because they're just a middleman and they're taking a cut in the middle. They don't really have that much access beyond kind of like a Facebook, Google, for example. Facebook and Google are who they are for a reason. They are the largest platforms because they have the attention out there. That being said, you also have to pay attention. I mean, if you have a very high dollar offer, maybe it's hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, you should be on LinkedIn because people are there to do business. That's why you see Microsoft running all these branding ads all the time because they can afford to pay that much for a customer. Salesforce is doing the same thing. So think about the context. I made a video in the past about buyer personas. Look to your buyer personas, think about what makes sense, know your numbers well, and don't just be pigeonholed to Facebook and Google. You can go out to LinkedIn, you can go out to Quora, you can go out to Twitter. There's always new retargeting options popping up. Take advantage of them. Set the pixels first. Maybe you don't have to do it right now, but set yourself up for the future so you're ready to go. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know what you plan to do and hit subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.